This is your sports TV station in Lorain, WLCS TV 20.
And welcome, 8th grade LEL Girls Championship today. We have the Lake Erie League 8th grade Girls Championship. In the blue uniform, it's Longfellow, and in the white uniforms, the undefeated and #1 seed, the host team, General Johnnie Wilson. Rob Polinsky along with Joe Bach, and we're underway in this 8th grade championship for General Johnnie Wilson. On the right side, Mackenzie Wilbond with the basketball. Gets it inside, putting it up and in is Brzezinski. Delisha Brzezinski, Marissa Otero, Alicia Rosa, Kylie Adam, Mackenzie Wilbond are the 5 on the floor for General Johnnie Wilson, who have an undefeated record of 16-0. They had a bye in the quarterfinals. They defeated Warrensville Heights in the semifinals to get to the championship, coached by Brian Joyner. For the Longfellow team, coached by Brian Lynch, they got here by defeating Bedford in the quarters, Southview in the semis. They have a record of 12-4. Pressure in the backcourt. Brzezinski with a left-hand dribble. Gets it across the timeline. She's on the drive. Nice pass inside. The shot goes up and in. And that was Kylie Adam. Makes it 4-0. So 4-0 General Johnnie Wilson with the early lead. And pressure, and we're going to get a steal. Mackenzie Wilbond with it. Passes ahead for Brzezinski, lays it up and in. 6-0 General Johnnie Wilson. Early timeout on the floor for the young ladies from Longfellow. And we'll get you some of their starters as now we're just getting kind of settled in here as they talk things over here at General Johnnie Wilson. They're undefeated in the #1 seed. 16-0, taking on the 12-4 Longfellow Titans. Rob Polinsky alongside Joe Bach. And kind of interesting that this, and again, really neat to see that for this Lake Erie League Championship, the 2 teams for playing in the 8th grade championship are both from the city of Lorain. Isabella Rogers, Shania Palmer, Janisa Nelson Riley, Taylor Whitfield, and the 5th young lady is Nikki Herman. That's the 5 for Longfellow. Turnover in the backcourt. They'll give it to General Johnnie Wilson, and a great start for them, Joe, up 6-0.
Yeah, I was told before the game by a couple people, the game that they played in the regular season, Longfellow was beating General Johnnie until late in the game, so this should be a good match.
Brzezinski with the basketball, gets it to Wilbond. She'll let it fly. That's off the rim, no good. Offensive rebound right back to Wilbond. She'll take another one. She'll miss that one as well. Another offensive rebound for Alicia Rosa. Gets it out to Brzezinski, back to Wilbond. Wilbond back to Brzezinski. She'll take a long one. She'll miss that one. And a rebound falls to Kylie Adam, another offensive board. 2-3 zone, it looks like, for the Longfellow 8th graders who wear the blue uniforms in white. General Johnnie Wilson. We're just underway, 4:25 to go first quarter. 6-0 General Johnnie Wilson. 8th grade girls championship. March Madness for the junior high. Around the perimeter, they get it to Wilbond. She gets around Rogers on the drive, put it up, no good. Got her own rebound again as they fight for it. And they're getting tied up. Now loose out to Brzezinski. Brzezinski put it up, no, but she's fouled to go to the line for 2. Boy, Longfellow just unable to get a rebound for Coach Brian Lynch. Brzezinski has 4 points already. And leading the way for them yesterday, Taylor Whitfield had 25. That was for the Longfellow 8th graders to get them into this position. Free throw is in and out, no good.
I see Mark Feldman's in the house tonight, looking at his future talent. For,
these young ladies will both feed into Lorain High for next year. They'll be freshmen. And on the second free throw, Brzezinski crossed the free throw line. And so that will wipe that free throw out, take it off the board. Longfellow with it, trailing 6-0, and you got to see Longfellow get into their offense. Trying to beat the press, they get it ahead to Whitfield. Whitfield had 25 yesterday. Passing it out in the semifinal to Nelson. She'll put it up and in.
There we go.
Isabella Rogers, and that's a 3. So it makes it 6-3. Pressure now for Longfellow in the backcourt. Brzezinski with it, cross court. Gets it to Mackenzie Wilbond. Wilbond into the forecourt. Pass in the corner, shot goes up. It is no good. Missing that one was Kylie Adam. And here comes Longfellow clearing ahead. Herman with it. Herman into the forecourt, got it to Rogers. A jumper, that one's off the back of the rim. Rebound comes down to Rosa for General Johnnie Wilson. Hands it off to Brzezinski. 6-3, General Johnnie Wilson leads. Championship game, 8th grade girls of the Lake Erie League. And this one, you can tell it's a championship game, Joe. It has more intensity between the players, the coaches, and the fans than the games we saw earlier in the regular season, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely.
Left side, Przynski for 3. Off the rim, no good. Rebound gets tapped out of bounds. Official Mark Novak says that will be Longfellow basketball. Mark, a longtime varsity official, recognize him out here. Isabella Rogers gets it to Nelson Riley into the forecourt. They beat the press, got it to Whitfield. Her jumper is an air ball over the basket, out of bounds to General Johnnie Wilson. Again, the General Johnnie Wilson girls in white and the Longfellow girls in blue. Pass to Mackenzie Wilbon. Wilbon with it, gets it ahead to Przynski. Przynski dribbling around, gets it to Wilbon for 3. They take a lot of threes, haven't made any yet, and that one's no good, but Przynski comes out of there with the basketball. She'll go to the basket, she's fouled, she'll shoot a couple of free throws. So at the line.
Back to the line for General Johnnie Wilson,
Delasha Przynski. The lefty puts it up, no good. Good sized crowd here, General Johnnie Wilson.
Very nice,
Joe. I mean, we're taking up some valuable real estate here where we're camped. We got a really good crowd here.
Yeah, we got prime real estate here, right? Center court.
Przynski put it up. That one's off the rim, no good. And a rebound comes down to Janasia Nelson Riley for Longfellow. Gets it ahead to Taylor Whitfield. Whitfield back to Nelson Riley. Around the perimeter, that is Herman with the basketball to Rogers. Top of the key 3. She made one earlier, missed that one, but an offensive rebound for Longfellow. They go back out to Taylor Whitfield. She's guarded by Przynski. That's a good one-on-one matchup. Top of the key to Herman, and Herman is going to be fouled with 2:10 to go in the first quarter. So a 6-3 start for General Johnnie Wilson. They now lead, or a 6-0 start. They now lead 6-3. And inbounding is Janasia Nelson Riley. She gets to Rogers, the jumper on the right side, no good. Offensive rebound, back up and in. Janasia Nelson Riley. And that cuts the lead to 1, 6-5. So a 5-0 run for Longfellow. They steal the inbound. They can take the lead. Whitfield put it up in and a foul. And for the first time, the 8th graders from Longfellow lead at 7-6.
2 for Taylor Whitfield and 1.
So how about this? Longfellow on a 7-0 run after falling behind 6-0. First substitution, Tanaya Atwood in for General Johnnie Wilson.
That was a well-spent timeout,
I'd say. Whitfield completes the three-point play, 8-6. Longfellow leads, they're on an 8-0 run. Przynski into the forecourt. Getting past the defense, puts up a wild shot. Rogers knocked it away, and it comes down to Longfellow. Whitfield with it. Przynski running her from behind. She lays it up and
very
in.
nice.
Whitfield with 5. It's a 10-0 run for Longfellow. And I bet an undefeated General Johnnie Wilson team hasn't had a 10-0 run go against them very often this year, if at all.
I bet you're right.
Przynski left side jumper off the rim, no good. Rebound comes out. Baseline jumper goes up. That's an air ball long by Kylie Adam. And it'll come out to Longfellow on the run, putting it up, missing it was Herman. And the rebound is going to be hauled in by Rosa for General Johnnie Wilson. Her pass to Wilbon. Wilbon will go all the way to the basket, lay it up, no good, no foul called. And that has head coach Brian Joyner not happy. Rogers into the forecourt. Stolen away by Przynski. Przynski on the drive. Nice wraparound pass to Wilbon, and that'll end the run. Wilbon, her first point. And that makes it 10-8. And we have a turnover on the inbounds.
Careless on the inbound.
Yeah. So 42 seconds to go in the quarter.
Hey, Rob.
Yes, sir.
Varsity coach Mark Feldman is here. I think he's going to join us here in the second quarter.
Sounds good. So we'll get Lorain Titan girls varsity basketball coach Mark Feldman. Get him for some color commentary and his thoughts in the second quarter. Wilbon for 3, put it up, no good. Of course, the varsity girls had a very good year this year. And they did get a win in the tournament over Midview.
Yeah, finished the season at 12-12, I believe.
Yep, good season for Mark Feldman and the varsity girls. And next year we'll see. Will any of these girls maybe will make that jump all the way up to the varsity as freshmen? Time will tell. Wilbond with it into the forecourt on the drive, laid it up, no, but she's fouled with 20 seconds to go in the quarter. Mackenzie Wilbond with 2 will try to add to her total. 16-0 General Johnny Wilson, 12-4 Longfellow. 8th grade girls championship for the LEL. The fans continue to file in. Maybe they're like me, they couldn't find their way in here. Joe, I've been here several times. You're running late, I pull in and I'm walking all around going, where's the gym?
Well, there's multiple things going on tonight. And
did I get this confused maybe with Longfellow or with Southview? I'm not sure, but I couldn't find my way here. Mackenzie Wilbond. Wilbond line left, put it up, and missed them both. So thanks for doing my homework for me.
Yeah, no problem.
Coming out of here with the basketball, Nelson Riley. All the way to the basket. She'll pull it back out on the left side. They get it to Isabella Rogers inside the lane, put it up, in and out. Rebound Wilbond, 5 seconds to go. Brzezinski with it. Quarter almost winding down. Brzezinski into the forecourt. She'll get off a 3. It's off the rim, no. And after 1 quarter, it's Longfellow 10. General Johnny Wilson 8. We'll be back with the second quarter. You're watching girls 8th grade basketball on WLCS TV, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
Stop. Whether it's on the way to school, at school, or online, bullying has become a non-stop threat to our youth today. Is your child being bullied? The National Runaway Switchboard can help. If you're having a hard time, get online or call to chat now.
The Warriors to Work program makes it possible for wounded warriors and their families to build new lives together.
When my dad left, I was like this big, but now I'm like this big. My dad got a master's degree in human resources.
Thanks to Warriors to Work that my dad has a terrific job.
The Wounded Warrior Project helps him by, giving him another start.
Now that my dad's home, I get a lot more hugs.
I'm really proud of him.
Find out more about Wounded Warrior Project at findwwp.org. Welcome home the brave.
Start of the second quarter, it is Longfellow over General Johnny Wilson 10-8. Rob Polinsky, Mark Feldman. Joe Bach here from General Johnny Wilson. And the General Johnny Wilson team undefeated. Starting the second quarter with the basketball, down 2, and we're pleased to be joined by varsity girls basketball coach from Lorain High School, Mark Feldman, as he comes in to watch this one. Wilbond puts it up, no good. And Mark, your thoughts as you come down here? You got to be proud to see the 8th grade championship being battled between 2 Lorain teams in the LEL.
Yeah, it's it's fun to watch these kids because we've seen these kids grow up.
Brzezinski puts up a jumper.
There she goes.
Yep, she's got 6, and we're tied at 10.
Yeah, Mark, you've got a really great elementary program that you've been working on for years, and I think it's starting to show its, the fruit of the works.
Well, the last couple of years we've been getting kids coming up, and this is a good class coming here, and so yeah, it's they're all starting to get to the high school now.
Taylor Whitfield
pay off.
Will be at the line for 2. She's got 5 points. We're tied at 10 with 5:08 to go in the half. Free throw up and no good. Mark, what's some important things that you want to see at this level as they make their progress then and coming in high school in the future?
Well, we want to see kids, passing the ball to each other and being able to take the ball to the basket without traveling, and shooting with the proper hand, and running plays, and fundamental basketball. Because a lot of times, if kids don't have skill, they can't do those things. So the more skill you have, there you go.
Wilbond for 3, put it up and in. She's got 5.
So
it's 13-10. Longfellow over, or I should say General Johnny Wilson now regaining the lead over Longfellow. General Johnny Wilson in the white uniforms on defense. Longfellow's 8th graders in the blue uniforms. Coming out of here with the basketball after the missed shot. They get it to Brzezinski.
Ooh.
She'll drive, put it up, no, but she's going to shoot 2.
She better make these 2. As we've
a little pressure there, Coach, or what?
Nah, she's worked on her free throws the last couple of years. So, you look out there, your better players have been playing a lot for the last 3 years, 4 years. So.
Can you already tell at this level maybe who you project who's going to be able to help you?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
Brzezinski misses the free throw. We'll try to make 1 out of 2.
But we've got more volume, so we've got more kids with more potential, which is always a good thing. There she goes.
Brzezinski
She make both of them.
1 out of 2.
I'm going to talk to her about that.
Thanks for paying attention.
I was talking to you. I'm not.
You don't know how we do this watching and talking stuff?
I can't do that.
Rogers is open for a jumper, missed that one off the rim. And a rebound comes down. They'll hand it off to Brzezinski. That came from Alicia Rosa. Brzezinski with a left elbow jumper, banked it in.
The only thing hard about these games is you got to cheer for both teams. That's
right.
That's
right, and actually you've got a third middle school with Southview.
Yeah, I went to that game last night.
So when you go from 3 middle schools, 8th graders, and we got Whitfield puts it up, but then she's got 7. Then they feed into 1 freshman team. That's got to be a big thing, I would think, when you go from 8th to 9th grade.
Yeah, well, the last couple years.
Wilbon for 3, put it up and in. She's got 8.
Last couple years, they've been feeding into 1 team and plus. So sometimes we'll get some better kids up on the JV, but when you have when you have more kids that can play, you can, you can keep more kids.
Sure.
And makes the whole program stronger.
Okay. Whitfield missed the jumper. It's 19-12.
Go ahead.
Brzezinski with a steal. She's ahead of everybody. She'll lay it up and miss it. Rogers gets the rebound for Longfellow, but then has it stripped away. We're going to get a jump ball. And we're going to see. Coach Joyner wants a timeout. And are they going to give that to him? They are. So, Coach, while we've got a minute to talk to you a little bit more now with this timeout, 3:08 to go in the half. General Johnny Wilson up in front, 19-12. What are some of the skills that you're looking for these kids to improve on, maybe in the summer between 8th and 9th grade year before they come out for that freshman team?
Well, we want to, obviously, in my opinion, the most important 2 things in basketball are being able to, the 3 things: passing, catching, and dribbling, and shooting. Those skill things in baskall are number 1. So I've been working with these kids for, since, like you said, 3rd or 4th grade, and a lot of them their shot has gotten better. They can, their form is decent. They can handle a little bit, and when they come in and they can shoot a little bit and handle a little bit and catch the ball, they're light years ahead of the kids who can't. So huge.
Joe mentioned for several years there's a shot that goes up, it's no good. For several years you've been working at these younger levels, so I'm assuming it's not a coincidence, as long as you've been working with the younger kids, that the varsity program's gotten better.
No, these just about every kid out there is in my cell phone. So
right elbow jumper is up and in.
So
Cannon with the jumper, her first 2.
No, it's a long process.
And it's 19-14, 2:45 to go in a half. Ron Polinsky, Joe Bach, Mark Feldman. And Joe, don't let me take all Mark's time. I'm sure you got a question or 2. Fire away anytime you want. Brzezinski's. But sometimes Joe really has it tough because he's doing the camera work and he's thinking of questions for you. But Brzezinski.
Now you see how she's pulling it out and kind of directing traffic a little bit.
There's a corner 3 ball. That one's going to be long. And missing that was Kylie Adam. And coming out of here with it is Longfellow. Into the forecourt, they go cross court with it, driving in and missing the shot. Offensive rebound, back up and in.
There you go.
And that is going to be Janasia Nelson-Riley. She has 4. 19-16. 2 minutes to play.
So you see all this patience up top against the zone?
Yes.
We didn't have that 3-4 years ago.
Okay.
We had kids just coming down and jacking and they're looking. There's a turnover there, but they're under control. They're looking to make plays, playing real basketball.
Sure.
And that's encouraging.
Janasia Nelson-Riley put it up, no good. Rebound loose on the floor, and we're going to get a jump ball with 1:32 to go in the half.
Yeah, you could definitely tell, Mark.
Yeah.
If you looked at our YouTube channel like 4 years ago, 7th and 8th, and you look at them now, these are very skilled, for their level.
And Joe, those junior high kids are coming up to the high school and doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So you're right. It's a huge development change, and it's going to make us better.
Shania Palmer with the basket brings Longfellow within 1 at 19-18. Brzezinski with it. She'll pull it back out. 1:10 to go in the half. General Johnny Wilson with the ball and a 1-point lead. Right side Wilbond against the zone. Lets it fly. No good. And the rebound, it comes down to Janiyah Cannon, and she's fouled.
I was here the other night, or last week when these two teams, maybe 2 weeks ago when these two teams played, and Johnny Wilson got up by 7 or 8 points with about a minute or two left. They pulled it out and ran clock, just ran clock. It was refreshing to see because that's good basketball. That's how you win.
Start.
That's how you win games. And it wasn't just coming down and not having a clue. There you go.
Oh, look
There's
at
a nice
that.
shot.
There's Taylor Whitfield making a 3. She's got 10 to lead everybody.
Yeah, these two teams have played white knuckle games, both games. They've been real close.
21-19, Longfellow leads. General Johnny Wilson undefeated, 16-0. Longfellow 12-4. 2 of their losses to General Johnny Wilson. Brzezinski outside the 3-point line to Wilbond. 35 seconds to go in the half on the left side. Back out to Wilbond. Wilbond to Brzezinski, a right side 3. That's short. And saving it from going out of bounds, but they saved it to Longfellow. Now a steal in the backcourt by Kylie Adam, and she traveled.
Yes, she did.
22 seconds to go in the half. I haven't heard you yell at the refs from up here yet. That's a Mark, are you all right?
Can I?
You don't ever ask if you can. I thought you just did it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I just didn't recognize you. Is this the kinder, gentler Mark Feldman, or
yeah,
at the 8th grader you don't yell at the 8th grade? You say that for the varsity?
No, I yell at him.
It'll be General Johnny Wilson with the basketball. They're down 2. 14 seconds to go in the half. Brzezinski, who's been their leading scorer with 9, gets it to Wilbond, who has 8. Wilbond with 4 seconds, back to Brzezinski. Got to shoot it. She does, and that's going to be short, and that'll do it for the first half. 1 half in the books. It's the championship game of the 8th grade Lake Erie League tournament. Longfellow 21, General Johnny Wilson 19, and we'll be back with the second half. Mark, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Well, thank you. That was fun.
And if you feel like sitting in the second half, you're welcome to do so.
Right,
I know you were like running for mayor. You got people to talk to and babies to kiss, shaking hands to shake. You got to shake hands. All
well, when
stuff.
you're as old as me, you know a lot of people. So yeah,
we'll be back after this timeout. Again, our score at halftime: Longfellow 21, General Johnny Wilson 19. You're watching 8th grade girls basketball on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
Sergeant Michelle Garcia served meritoriously in Iraq and has the medals to prove it. Soon after leaving the Navy, Lieutenant Chris Scott found a job, a home, and started a family of his own. Corpsman Richard Stokely took the skills he learned in Vietnam and put them to good use as a paramedic. But soon after leaving the military, each of these veterans fell on hard times and faced homelessness. Even after Michelle lost all her savings, even after Chris wasn't able to pay his mortgage, and even after Richard battled alcoholism for years, they each reached out for help when they needed it most. A simple phone call put them in touch with a trained professional from the Department of Veterans Affairs. That call got Michelle a place to stay until she could afford one of her own, put Chris in touch with employment assistance, and found Richard a substance abuse program. These veterans are success stories not only for how they were able to help others while serving their country, but for how they were able to let others help them. If you know of or are a veteran in need, make the call.
Inspiring city and campus. Inspiring people. Inspiring creativity. Inspiring hands-on learning. Inspiring global experiences. Inspiring traditions. Be a Buckeye. Inspire.
Hey, we missed you at the game last week. Is everything all right?
I just haven't been feeling like me lately.
You know I'm here for you, right?
That's a cut. Beautiful. Acting is one thing. Talking about suicide in real life is another.
In the military, you take challenges head on.
And now it's your turn to do the same for our veterans.
Be there.
Learn how you can start the conversation at BeThereForVeterans.com.
Can I go to the sleepover?
Lucy, I want you to promise me something. If there's any drinking, I want you to say, "No thanks, not my thing."
Mom.
I promise you. Your real friends won't care. Deal?
I promise, Mom.
They really do hear you.
Did you pack your toothbrush?
For tips on how to start the talk, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. A public service message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
Opportunities present themselves every day. Opportunities that move us forward. Opportunities to serve part-time in your community while continuing their full-time careers or education to help keep our nation safe at home and around the globe. Explore your opportunities in the Air Force Reserve.
Start of the second half of the 8th grade Lake Erie League Championship. Girls basketball, Rob Polinsky, Joe Bach with you. Hope you enjoyed Mark Feldman in the second quarter. He might join us sometime later in the second half. He has some people to see. Wilbon with the basketball, top of the circle, gets it to Alicia Rosa. Rosa back out to Przynski. Przynski, Rosa, Otero, Adam, and Wilbon, the original 5 on the floor to begin the game for General Johnny Wilson to begin this second half. They trail 21-19. They trailed after one, 10-8. Each team with 11 in the second quarter. Przynski with that basket. And we're tied at 21. She has 11.
Yeah, very patient possession there.
Yep. They break the press. They get it ahead to Herman. Herman cross court, got it to Palmer. Missed the layup. The return is up. And that's in and out, no good. And coming out of here with the basketball comes Przynski, tied at 21. Przynski into the forecourt. Pass on the left side. She'll put it up off the glass and in. That's a 2. She's got 13 back-to-back baskets to begin the third quarter. For Longfellow, we're going to have Nelson Riley, Herman, Whitfield, Palmer, and Rogers are the 5 on the floor. With it is Herman. Herman breaks the press. Her team down 2. 4:45 to go into third. She drives to the hole, lays it up and in. Her first 2 points of the ball game, and we are tied at 23. This is a good game.
Very good.
4:40 to go into third quarter. A lot of these girls will be playing freshman basketball next year at Lorain High School, no doubt about that. Marissa Otero with it. Otero gets the top of the key to Mackenzie Wilbon. Wilbon left side of Przynski, back out to Otero. She plays catch with Wilbon. Wilbon against the zone to Otero. She'll put up the jumper, and she hits it her first 2. Marissa Otero. Full court pressure. Wilbon gets the steal. Get it ahead to Przynski. Przynski put it up, no, but a whistle and a foul and a couple of free throws. Her team's up 25-23. If you're just joining us, Longfellow in blue, coached by Brian Lynch. 12-4 record coming into the ball game. They got here by defeating Bedford in the quarterfinals. Southview in the semifinals. All three Lorain junior highs made at least the semifinal. How about that? Przynski at the line for 2. She puts the first one up, no good. General Johnny Wilson, Coach Brian Joyner, the #1 seed in the white uniforms, undefeated 16-0. They had a bye in the quarterfinal round. They made it to the semis where they defeated Warrensville. Przynski makes 1 out of 2 at the line. She's got 14. 26-23. General Johnny Wilson up by 3. And they get it inside, laying it up and in is going to be Janasia Nelson Riley. 26-25. General Johnny Wilson undefeated with a 1-point lead. There was a 10-0 run for Longfellow in the second quarter after falling down 6-0. And that got him back in the basketball game. Wilbon gets it back outside to Rosa. Rosa to Otero. Cross court Wilbon. McKenzie gets it baseline left to Otero. Back to Wilbon, fakes the 3. Now gets it in the corner to Kylie Adam. Right back to Wilbon. Przynski double teamed. Rogers with a block. Loose on the floor. Picked out of there by Shania Palmer. And now General Johnny Wilson, Longfellow can take the lead. Down 1. Laying it up too strong. Missing that was Herman. The return is no good. And coming out of there with it is Wilbon. Wilbon with the basketball. She's going to drive, put it up, no good, no whistle, and it's going to be Longfellow basketball. Herman gets it baseline left for Whitfield, out of bounds. It will be General Johnnie Wilson basketball.
Very high intensity, fast-paced game today, Rob.
Yes, it is. Good skill level from both teams, in my opinion.
Yeah, excellent. I can't remember a middle school girls game this good.
Agreed. Przynski with it, can't get around Rogers. Gets it back outside. With it is Kylie Adam. Adam with a pass for Przynski. She saves it before it went over and back. Przynski against this 2-3 zone. Longfellow's done a nice job with this zone. With a 1-point lead, General Johnnie Wilson taking a little time. Przynski looking to penetrate, gets it left side, Otero. Otero goes to the foul line to Rosa. The jumper off the rim, no good. Rebound hauled in by Nelson Riley for Longfellow, but the pass went off the foot of Whitfield, and it will be General Johnnie Wilson basketballs. They are in white. Longfellow in blue. Przynski with the basketball. Wilbond with it. Wilbond with a bounce pass inside for Arosa. Back out to Wilbond. Right elbow jumper is good. Mackenzie Wilbond now in double figures with 10. 28-25, General Johnnie Wilson. 1:40 to go in the third. Into the forecourt comes Herman. Pass inside, shot goes up by Palmer, no good. Rebound Rogers. And loose on the floor, they battle for it, and we're gonna get a jump ball. And it'll be Longfellow to inbound, and it'll be Taylor Whitfield. Whitfield for Palmer. Knocked away and stolen out of there by Rosa. Rosa cross court to Otero. Otero with the basketball. Back outside for Wilbond. Knocked away and stolen by Nelson Riley. She'll get it ahead to Taylor Whitfield. Whitfield on the drive, but back there defensively is Wilbond, and Wilbond blocked the shot. She comes out of there with it. Wilbond dribbling around, put it up, no, but she's fouled, stopping the clock with 1:04 to go, third quarter.
Mackenzie Wilbond at the line for General Johnnie Wilson.
Mackenzie Wilbond at the line for 2. She has 10 points today. Her and Przynski have combined for 24 of the 28 points. Free throw is good. She has 11. Now 25 of the 29 points for General Johnnie Wilson from Przynski and Wilbond. Wilbond again around the rim, that fell off. And Nelson Riley with the rebound. Gets it out to Herman. Herman on the drive. Herman put it up. Glass rim, no. Offensive rebound. Nelson Riley jumper, no. Rebound Wilbond. Under a minute to go in the quarter. Nice lead pass for Przynski. Got away with the travel. Laid it up and in. She's got 16. 31-25. The pressure for General Johnnie Wilson has bothered Longfellow a little bit this quarter, Joe. Rogers gets it to Palmer. Inside, shot goes up, no good. Tapped around to Wilbond. 30 seconds to go in the quarter. Wilbond put it up and in. And we've got a timeout for Brian Lynch and Longfellow. Down 33-25.
Is that like an 8-0 run, or boy, it's
Tell you what, in the quarter, Joe, it's 14-4.
Yeah.
Don't ask me to do quick math a week after the season ended, because it's.
Oh, you're not done yet.
No, but I'm just. But yes, 14-4 this quarter for General Johnnie Wilson, Joe, after they fell behind 21-19.
Yeah, they had a 2-point lead at half, and this is turned around here in the third quarter.
As both teams talk it over, we want to remind you that Lorain City Schools Television, WLCS TV 20 on Spectrum Cable, like Lorain Schools TV 20 on Facebook to win some great prizes. Check out Lorain Schools TV 20 on Facebook for all your entertainment and informational needs. The YouTube station, that's Lorain Schools TV 20. You can follow us on Twitter. That is at LCS_TV 20. General Johnny Wilson trying to remain and finish the season undefeated at a perfect 17-0 and Lake Erie League champs. Longfellow trying to win the 8th grade championship in the LEL and improve to 13-4 and end the chance at a perfect season for General Johnny Wilson. In the corner, the jumper goes up. It's off the rim, no good. Przynski comes out of there with a rebound. 8 seconds to go in the quarter. Przynski pushing. Przynski will drive, put it up, no good. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and they will run out of time. After 3 quarters, our score. General Johnny Wilson 33, Longfellow 25. We're back with the 4th quarter after this timeout. You're watching girls 8th grade basketball. It's the LEL 8th grade girls championship on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
We make Marines who overpower the desire to quit with the perseverance to prevail. Not for glory, but for honor. For a code that isn't written or spoken, but lived. It's what we do. It's who we are. It's the battle cry of our fighting spirit. Battles won. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
Every year, the Salvation Army serves nearly 30 million people in need. That's 1 person every second. So by the time you've finished watching this, 30 more lives will have been changed for good. All thanks to your donations.
Thank you.
Fourth quarter underway, 33-25. It was General Johnny Wilson outscoring Longfellow 14-4 in that quarter to turn a 2-point deficit into an 8-point lead. They start the 4th quarter with the basketball. We're going to get a steal off the pressure. Nelson Riley with it. She's going to drive in and put it up and in.
Very nice.
You're good.
Rob Polinsky, Mark Feldman, and Joe Bach back with you for the 4th quarter. How'd that kissing babies and shaking hands go for you?
It was good. I got a lot of kisses.
Przynski with the basketball into the forecourt, 33-27. General Johnny Wilson with a 6-point lead. 5:15 to go in the ball game. Longfellow with a sense of urgency now, Coach.
Yeah, they're trapping.
There's another steal off the trap, but then Przynski got it back. She falls down with it. She'll get it out to Marissa Ortero.
Kylie.
Yep, around the perimeter they go to Wilbon. Wilbon gets it back. Her and Przynski have been a 1-2 show. Puts it up, no good. Got her own rebound, back up, no good. Fight for it. And coming out of there with it is Taylor Whitfield for Longfellow.
Timeout.
And a timeout for Longfellow with 4:44 to go and a 6-point lead. And Mark, some of your thoughts on what we've seen here today.
Well, it was a good game.
Yeah, it's been a well-played game.
I haven't seen a ton of turnovers and a ton of crazy stuff, you know. Got good players on both teams.
You can talk about.
Oh yes. You know, we've got our elementary program starting up. Well, we call it our spring program because I'm a little bit busy during the winter. But so we got our spring program starting up Monday night. We have registration at the high school, the cafeteria from 7 o'clock to from 6 o'clock to 7:30. $35 registration fee. That gets you 7 weeks of instruction, practice twice a week, and games on Friday nights. And it's a great time had by all. I encourage everybody, if you got a daughter in 1st grade through 6th grade, get them there Monday night, get them registered, and play basketball in the spring. So looking forward to it.
Very good.
It's a great program. Over the years, you can see the skill level building.
Longfellow puts it up, missing the layup was Herman.
Here we go.
Coming out of there with it is Wilbon. Gets cut off defensively, forced up a tough shot, no good. And
okay, now this has got to be a bucket if you're Longfellow.
Here comes Herman.
There you go.
Up and in.
Good.
She's got 4.
Yeah, our program that we do is we're going into our 7th. I think our 7th year, so, you know, starting to see some fruits.
33-29, General Johnny Wilson by 4. The lead's been cut in half. 4 minutes to play in the ball game. Brzezinski dribbling with it. Gets it out to Otero. Otero.
Good job.
They get up to Brzezinski. She's going to put it up, and it's off the back of the rim. No, rebound comes down to Nelson Riley, and we're going to get a foul in the backcourt.
Coach Joyner feels that they could have gotten a little better shot, I think.
Michael O'Keefe, Michael Cruz, Mark Novak are the 3 gentlemen refereeing this. That so far Mark Feldman has not yelled at tonight. That's impressive.
No. It's been actually a very well-played game and a well-officiated game as well.
Nelson Riley's pass intercepted by Otero. Otero will come back out, and we get a whistle and a timeout for Brian Joyner. But let's talk a little bit more about your younger elementary school program, Mark, and how long have you guys been doing that now?
This is going into our 7th year, I believe. I'd have to count.
Okay, but
I think it's our 7th year, but yeah, so you know, it's been pretty consistent for 7 years, and you know, like we started off with 4th, 5th, and 6th grade,
okay,
and then about two or 3 years ago we went to 1st grade, and so it's first through 6th. And we generally get around 100 kids involved.
Break them down in a couple groups. Obviously, the 6th graders aren't going against the 1st graders.
We usually we use this facility.
Okay. And
we use the high school facility. When we were over at Southview, over at the old Southview that's no longer there anymore. That's an Erie feeling. But we had it going on at Southview, and then at the middle school right across the parking lot. So, you know, we've got the older group and younger group, 2 different locations at the same time, and practice twice a week, and games on Friday nights, and it's like a festival. It's a blast.
Have you seen
some of these officials have, you know, been involved in officiating for us? So it's.
Have you seen some of the kids every year since?
Oh yeah. Yep. So yeah, it's grown. It started off, you know, maybe 40, 50 kids, and you know, it's evolved into, you know, what it is now. And this coming year, we're going to charge $35 because we didn't get some of the grant money we usually get, but. Oh, there we go.
Pass to Wilbon, makes the basket of 15, but you're talking 7 weeks for $35
7 weeks,
total.
yes.
$5 a week.
You can't get that anywhere.
No, exactly. 7
weeks of instruction and games for $35.
With it into the forecourt is Herman. Her team down 6. Herman gets it in the corner to Whitfield. Pass inside, stolen by Wilbon. General Johnny Wilson with a 6-point lead. Wilbon on the drive, lost it on the way to the basket. It's out of bounds. It'll stay with General Johnny Wilson.
Now,
Wilbon's a player.
Yeah.
She and Brzezinski have combined for 31 of the 35 points for General Johnny Wilson today. They get it to Brzezinski.
You guys seen that play before? Oh, didn't get it.
Got it to Wilbon. Wilbon gets called for a double dribble. Absolutely. Pressure in the backcourt. Rogers looking to get rid of it. That pass is easily intercepted by Aisha Rosa.
I think you're going to see the point guard take over here a little bit.
Brzezinski with it. There's a wide open. Otero got it to her, put it up, missed it. Rebound will be run down in the corner by Palmer for Longfellow. Gets it ahead. On the dribble is Herman. Gets knocked down. And Brzezinski comes out of there with a basketball. And she gets bumped by Whitfield. Stops the clock. 2:34 to go. A 6-point lead for General Johnny Wilson. General Johnny Wilson trying to close out this 8th grade year with a championship and an undefeated season.
Yeah.
Kylie Adam the inbound at half court.
This same Johnny Wilson 7th grade group, where they were 7th grade last year, they lost in the championship last year to Southview.
Okay.
So this is, you know, this is big for both teams, but I think Johnny Wilson's got a little bit of an edge because they lost it last year, you know.
Cannon checks back into the game for Longfellow. She played in the first half and scored 2 points. Brzezinski with the basketball, her team up by 6, and Mark Novak says we've got a foul on Longfellow with 2 minutes, 16 seconds to play in the ball game. 35-29, General Johnny Wilson by 6. They trailed by 2 after the first quarter. They trailed by 2 at a half. They led by 8 after 3, and now they lead by 6.
Oh, there you go.
On the inbound, Whitfield went for the steal, instead gets called for the foul. Mark, what were you pleased with when you think back to your varsity season this year, and basically ended with a 500 season.
Well,
but, what were you pleased? What pleased you the most?
We were 10-6 at one time and 6-2 in the conference at one time, and we didn't finish the season well. Some things happened, and just didn't finish well. But we in mid-season we were playing pretty well. Beginning, we 12-12. It's like kissing your sister. No one likes to kiss their sister, do they? But you won 12 and you lost 12. So, we had 3 freshmen on that varsity, and they got quality minutes, and 3 sophomores that got quality minutes, and so graduating 2, and so the bulk of that team is back, and our JV was 18-2. So I think a freshman was 13-4 or something like that. So a lot of things to be excited about.
Mark, how important is it to win at the ninth grade level, JV level, to get them used to winning coming into the varsity program, or is it more important to develop players, or do you try to do both, mix that balance?
It's a little bit of both. Oh, here we go.
Brzezinski with it, put it up.
It's 2 free throws. Yeah, so she'll make these 2. So no, it's a little bit of both. You try to get the kids to play competitive games, and a couple of our freshmen this year, they weren't really getting much of a challenge at the freshman level. So we moved up to JV, and they played a ton of JV, and then a ton of varsity. So it was good for everybody.
Brzezinski's free throw, and it's in and out.
You miss those free throws, you leave a window open.
35-29, General Johnny Wilson in white with a 6-point lead, 1:55 to go in this 8th grade LEL Girls Championship game.
Whitfield's going to hit a 3 in a second. So
you're 0 for 2 on your predictions so far, Mark. Second free throw up.
Boom, here we go.
Offensive rebound up, no good. And coming out of there with it is Rosa, gets it in the corner to Otero. Back out to Wilbon.
Yeah, they're going to run clock.
Why not? They're up 6 with 1:45 to go.
Yeah.
Longfellow's got to play man-to-man defensively. They get it inside to Otero. Otero around. Palmer scored and a foul.
Oh, that's going to be.
Otero with 4. She'll look for 5 at the line, and that one might be the nail in the coffin.
Yeah. And it's nice to see a kid like her, make a shot like that in a situation like this. Good for her.
Big shot under pressure. Gives her team an 8-point lead. Chance to make it 9. Free throw up, and that's off the rim. No.
And they're going to pull it out. Look at us.
Rebound.
Okay, here we go.
Comes down to Longfellow's Taylor Whitfield. Whitfield on the drive, put it up and forced her way up there, missed it. Got her own rebound, put it up over Wilbon and scored.
There you go.
She's got 12. 37-31, not over yet.
Pressure?
1:15 to go.
Precious time ticking off that clock.
Ryan Lynch, the Longfellow coach, telling him, come up and get them.
Come on.
Brzezinski dribbling around.
Come on.
Gets it out to Wilbon. We approach a minute to go in the ball game. Wilbon almost went out of bounds, got rid of it to Brzezinski. Brzezinski, they don't call the fouls. Gets it inside, and now it's loose on the floor. Otero came out of there with it, got it to Wilbon. Wow. And they're going to foul her with 48.5 seconds to go.
But did you notice how 42, Wilbon, Kenzie took the ball out top. She knew exactly what to do, Close game, took the ball right up top. She knows I got to foul her. They've come a long way as far as understanding the game,
She's at the line for a 1-and-1. How important is that when you get them at your level, that they already know how to play the game, that you don't have to go through all that?
Huge, huge. It's how you win games.
Wilbon makes the free throw. She has 16. And more importantly, that makes it a 3-possession game, 38-31. Wilbon again, good. 39-31, she's got 17. Longfellow inbounds against the pressure.
Need to get a quick bucket here.
Get it head to Whitfield.
Go ahead, there you go.
Lays it up, missed it. Rebound comes down to Kylie Adam. Adam in the corner, lost control of it. Comes out to Whitfield. Brzezinski went for the steal, got it, but was she out of bounds? Coach Joyner, they call a timeout. She called the timeout before she fell down. Coach Joyner happy about that with 33.2 to go in the 4th quarter. And Mark, we're getting down here to the end of the ball game. But anything else you want to tell the viewers of WLCS? I know you got that big elementary school camp coming up for 7 weeks. And anything else you want to talk about?
No, just parents that are listening or watching out there this weekend or whatever. Once we get that thing started, we order T-shirts, we order basketballs for the kids, and if you want to get involved, get there Monday night. Get them signed up early because, once we get going, it'll come a point when it's too late. So.
But you said 7 weeks, a couple
7 weeks.
Practice twice a week, and you have games on Friday, and you're doing that for $5 a week, for $35.
Yeah, it's a pretty good deal.
That's tremendous.
Pretty good deal. And I'll be there every night, and I have three commitments from my high school staff, and then I've got a lot of volunteer coaches, and so it's an act of love,
Right. On the inbounds pass, it was knocked out of bounds. We had a collision, and I think the young lady for Longfellow, Herman, is shaken up. They're going to take a look at her. She's going to go into the locker room, and they'll have to get a substitute for her. No, she's not going to the locker room. She's going to sit on the bench. Coach Lynch is going to have to get a substitute for Herman, and Rogers will inbound. Isabella Rogers inbounds in the backcourt to Nelson Riley. Back to Rogers. Rogers made a 3 early. Puts up a jumper. It's off the rim. No good. Wilbon with a rebound. Her team up by 8. 20 seconds to go. And with the 8-point lead, that probably should do it. We're going to get a touch foul on Taylor Whitfield. And now the concern is over on the bench as they get an ice pack immediately on Nikki Herman. And hopefully she's all right. Just got shaken up a little bit.
She's laughing.
She collided, went head-to-head with Przynski.
She's a tough kid. Her sister's the track star at the high school.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a tough family.
Free throw up, missed the front end of the 1-on-1 was Wilbon, but she ties up young lady for the jump ball. And the possession arrow will go to who? It's going to go to Longfellow with 16.6 to go in the ballgame.
I should say her sister is one of my players also.
Okay.
Track star and basketball.
Right. Oh, Micaiah Herman?
Yeah, Micaiah. You know who she is. Yeah, you know who she is.
They get it inside. The layup is no good. Rebound. Wilbon fights it for it. She comes out of there, passes ahead to Przynski. Przynski laid it up and a foul. That will give her 18. She'll look for 19, and her team leads 41-31 with 3.9 seconds to go. So General Johnny Wilson with the championship will finish the season undefeated at 17-0. Longfellow with an outstanding season of 12-5. 3 of their 5 losses are going to come to their junior high rivals from General Johnny Wilson.
They're very good.
Substitutions, Tanaya Atwood and Menasha Pullum coming into the game. We've also commented on it a couple times, but it's worthwhile saying again, a real nice sized crowd here to watch this 8th grade girls championship game. Przynski makes the free throw. Rogers to inbound. And we get a whistle and what? Subs into the game. Mark Novak taking charge of this one, says get those subs into the game. They're going to inbound it, and with the basketball is Nelson Riley, and that'll do it for the ball game. Our final score was General Johnny Wilson 42 and Longfellow 31. And Joe Bach, do we need to take a timeout here? Or?
No, we can just wrap it up.
All right, we'll quickly tell you that after one quarter, Longfellow led 10-8. They led 21-19 at half, but a good second half turnaround for General Johnny Wilson, outscoring Longfellow 14-4 in the third and outscoring them 9-6 in the fourth to win at 42-31. Quickly, points for Longfellow, who finishes 12-5 and runner-up. Nelson Riley with 8, Herman with 4, Whitfield with 12, Cannon with 2, Palmer with 2, Rogers with 3. For General Johnny Wilson and Brian Joyner finish undefeated 17-0 and champions. They had Otero with 4, Przynski led up with 19, Rosa with 2, and Wilbon had 17. It all adds up to a 42-31 win for General Johnny Wilson. Mark, enjoyed it, and we'll look forward to seeing you next fall.
Yeah, it's bittersweet because I feel bad for these Longfellow kids. They lost to these guys 3 times in a row.
No doubt about it.
Both teams, both coaches are real hard workers. They spend a lot of time with their teams. And
next year with you, they'll be teammates.
Yeah, exactly. They'll all be Titans. So.
All right, that's exciting. What we want to see. So our final score one more time. General Johnny Wilson 42, Longfellow 31 for Mark Feldman and Joe Bach. This is Rob Polinsky reminding you, you've been watching 8th grade girls basketball, the LEL 8th grade girls championship on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV 20 WLCS.